Hi there. If you're like me, preparing for lockdown was something you never planned to do. I mean, who gets locked down? So when lockdown came in my city, it became like an emergency. I needed to know what to do and what to do fast because we had just a couple of days before everywhere was shut down. And so I started to think, maybe I need to get some food, some medication, and water. So I made a list of the food that I knew could keep for quite a while. So rice, beans, gari, if you're in Nigeria, things like that, onions that were well dried, dried pepper. And I kept out a lot of the fresh stuff because if you're from where I am from, then electricity is not something that you can be sure about. So I stocked up on a lot of the dried food. But one thing that most people honestly don't think about are things that you need other than food, and that's the reason why I'm making this video today. There are other things that you're going to need for you to stay active, for you to stay sane after 3 days, 4 days of having nothing to do. And so I'm going to be talking about those things today. And I'm starting with paper. Believe me, I know you're not a writer. Maybe you just got out of school and you're tired. But trust me, after a couple of days, you're going to need to do something. And one of those things that you will need to do is to write. So try to make sure you have an abundance of paper around you. Paper, of course, and pen, pencil, something to write with. What would you do with paper? You could write a book. You could start a journal. You could document things, write a diary, So you need lots of paper and pen. You could doodle, just, make plans of what you're going to do in the next year or after lockdown is over, things like that. So you need stationery, paper and pens and pencils around you. Another thing that you're going to need are markers. Yes, I know that you may be a guy and you're not the arty type, or you're a girl and what am I going to do with markers? Trust me, when push comes to shove, you will need to do some things to take your mind off of what's the regular everyday thing that you will find yourself doing after you've been locked down for a while. Markers come in handy. You can use them to make cards. You can decide to send yourself a card that will deliver after lockdown. You can decide to make cards with your children if you have a family. You can decide to make cards and send to, at some point where you're able to post them, send them to people that are outside of where you live, okay? So markers and crayons are a need to have at home at this point where you're locked down. Another thing that you need to have is glue, all kinds of glue. So glue for paper, for adhesive, like the Evo stick, Top Bond, those kind of things that can help you put things up on the wall, help you stick things to paper and stuff like that. And if you're the handy type, you will need to have your tools in place. So hammer, scissors, nails, things that can help you fix something that is broken, because at this point you're not going to get anyone who is going to come to your house fix things for you. So things that can help you fix things that are broken, so nails, hammers, masking tape, duct tape, things like that, you're going to need to stock up on them. So if you've not yet been locked down, these are things that you should consider getting also, apart from the daily everyday essentials. Another set of things that you need to have at home are things that you can recycle. So don't throw away those bottles yet. Don't throw away that Pringles can. These are things that you could use and turn into really decorative artwork, and it will make you proud, help you burn the time, and also be something that you can use to do something else. So an empty Pringles can turn out to be a storage box for you, or a storage can for your spaghetti, things like that. So as my days in lockdown go on, I'm going to do some of these crafts and I'm going to show them to you, maybe as a video or as a post, and then it might give you ideas on what to do, and of course if you go online, there are lots of DIY projects that you can find to do. So if you're prepared ahead of time, then when you find something that you would love to do, you have the materials available. Another thing that you will need are beads, all kinds of beads, paper beads, plastic beads, coral beads. Okay, so you could decide to make a gift for someone, you could decide to make it into all kinds of things, so these are a couple of things that I think that you should have around, because what you don't want to happen to you when you're locked down is to be bored, because then it's going to feel as if it's a drag. And for those that already have a fragile mind, then you might just slip into depression or begin to feel as if, oh, there's nothing to life anymore. But the truth is that there is life after lockdown, and it's important to make sure that you keep everything together, body, soul, and spirit, so that by the time all of this is over, you will be on the other side with productive things that you have done with your time, with your mind still in place and your body in place. All right, so that's what I thought I should say to you today. I hope you have a pleasant time. For those that have not yet been locked down, these are some of the things that you can buy. If you're in lockdown already, then go around, look out for things that you can use to make sure that you're not bored. Until I come your way again, goodbye and stay safe.